All right, here we go. Hey, everyone, I'm Jeremy Parsons.
And I'm Janine Rubenstein. It's almost time for the star-studded and virtual 27th Annual Screen Actors Guild Awards.
Yes, guys, very excited for this. In less than 1 hour from right now, some of this year's greatest performances are going to be honored as the SAG Awards are simulcast on TNT and TBS. That is at 9 p.m. Eastern. Hey, let's kick things off with a little champagne Ted toast. Ted, of course, a proud supporter of the SAG-AFTRA Foundation and the SAG Awards. There we go.
Yes, let's get things started by handing out the first awards of the evening. Joining us to do the honors are SAG Awards producers JoBeth Williams and Jason George. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Hey, how you feeling?
I'm good. So before we get to it, obviously this has been an unprecedented year. Tell us a couple ways tonight's show will be different.
Well, it'll be shorter. It's an hour show, so it's going to go by real quick. But it's wonderfully put together, so it's going to be really fun.
Well,
Very exciting.
We really leaned into the fun of it all. Everybody's used to being intimate, so we're leaning into that. And also, my favorite part is that like everybody practices their awards acceptance speech, but for the last few years, because of the SAG Awards, they've been practicing their I'm an actor speech. We really leaned into the I'm an actor piece of, everybody started someplace. So biggest stars in the world, and you're finding out a little bit about their stories.
I like that a lot, and that's part of what makes this show so special every single year. All right, Jason, I believe you're the first up here. You're going to be announcing the winner of Outstanding Action Performance by a Stunt Ensemble in a Comedy or Drama Series. Take it away.
Yes, I have that honor. So the nominees for Outstanding Action Performance by a Stunt Ensemble in a Comedy or Drama Series are The Boys, Cobra Kai, Lovecraft Country, The Mandalorian, and Westworld. And the actor goes to, yes, we got the envelope here, The Mandalorian.
Woo!
Woo!
There we go.
My son is going to be so excited.
Yeah, my daughter too, and me. Congratulations.
My whole household. We love that show.
Yeah, well, we're cheersing on their behalf.
Yes.
Very well deserved. All right, congratulations to them. We're going to keep it going here. JoBeth, you are announcing Outstanding Action Performance by a Stunt Ensemble in a Motion Picture. Let's hear this one.
It's my honor to do that. The Outstanding Action Performance by a Stunt Ensemble in a Motion Picture nominees are The Five Bloods, Mulan, News of the World, The Trial of the Chicago 7, and Wonder Woman 1984. And the actor, my envelope here, goes to, I'm so excited. The actor goes to Wonder Woman 1984.
Woo! Cheers to them.
Cheers.
Wait, just give us another reason. Glad to do it.
I love it. I love it. Thank you both for joining us, and our congrats to these winners. It's an awesome night.
It is a great night, and I love kicking it off with the awards right at the top. We are officially less than an hour away from the big show. Janine, let's talk about it. What performances were you most excited about this year?
Oh,
Get to narrow it
Ted
down.
Lasso.
Ted Lasso,
was
one of my
favorites. And Jason Sudeikis already took home a Golden Globe and a Critics' Choice Award this year for his role in the Apple TV Plus series.
I loved it. It was sort of snuck up on us, and it's grown and grown with the fan base. We talked to the cast who were nominated as an ensemble tonight about what the recognition means to them and what it was like getting back together to film that highly anticipated second season. We're very excited to be joined by the cast of Ted Lasso from the set, various trailers, hotel rooms.
Look at this.
Looking great. By the way, so pumped that you're already shooting season 2, and then we already know that a season 3 will also be on the way. Jason, let me just jump in with you quickly. One of the things that sticks out to me the most as a fan, and as I've had so many friends speak about this show, it's hilarious, but what sticks with people that I know anyway is how wholesome it is. Is that a surprise to you that piece of it would have stuck out so much?
Yeah, because we use the F-bomb pretty liberally.
That's right.
And I like that we've been saddled with the term wholesome. And I mean that sincerely, because words are just words. It's just letters and symbols arranged in a specific order that carries some connotation that may mean different things to different people.
Sure.
So yeah, but I'm surprised by that, to be quite honest with you. We've got our fair amount of, jokes about D's and B's and like I said, F's, and this is the way my son speaks. An S, we say the S word, and people have sex implied. We haven't shown anything as of yet. But
as of yet, does that mean?
We'll see. We leave that up to the editors. The editors just felt like, whatever they they just want to put us in our best light.
Got it.
Wow. Well, Annette, I want to ask about how it feels to be at the big show with such a young show. We've been talking to cast that, they're in their 5th season, their final season, they're all of this. Like, Ted Lasso just came on the scene, and you have all these nominations, of course, wins already at other award shows. So what does it feel like to kind of be the Cinderella story almost right now?
It's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? I mean, it's just wonderful. But it comes from the heart of it. That's what's carried it, the humour and the heart there. And we're all having such a great time doing it, making it for folk. But it seems the right place to be. But it is a fairy tale, yeah.
Hannah, what are you most excited for people to see coming up?
Oh, now that's a very clever way to try and get me to give you spoilers. Don't think I don't see
it wasn't that clever.
That was smooth. Yeah.
You're not getting that out of me.
Well, is she still? Well, okay. Wow. Is she still going to have that hard edge? Is she softening out a bit?
Do you know why I'm saying that? Because I honestly, if you set me off going, I'll end up saying something that I'm not meant to about season 2. So I'm just gonna. I like playing her, and I'm going to continue to like playing her.
Don't ruffle any feathers.
I know. That's good. That's good. Tell me about soccer. Like, what in terms of what you guys had to do, or football, or whatever. Like, just getting into the space for this environment. Like, top of mind, but like, is anybody like professional? Like, is it?
Steve, you got the skills?
It's me. Yo, I'm sick at football. I've got skills. I'll back myself.
Okay.
Don't look at me like that, Hannah Waddingham. Don't look at you. You haven't seen. All right, listen. Season 2, all right. Brendan, help me out.
CGI.
It's time to settle this for once. All right, cool. Let's just. I mean, yeah, no, we're good. We enjoy playing football. Like, football is my sport and the sport of like so many of the other guys who play this. So like getting to come out here and play football professionally, all day is a dream for us. So yeah, it's great.
Professionally.
Nice.
Professionally, in quotes. Brendan, I wondered, the thing about watching it, we sort of learned new things about your character as we went, that he, had special skills in certain areas or whatever. Are we kind of revealing new things about him? Were you surprised about anything that kind of popped up about who this guy is?
Well, none of it surprises me because I'm in the writer's room, so I have an advantage.
You are creating this dynamic.
Yeah. So no, we have our basic idea of what we think Beard has been through in his life when him and Ted were together in their lives, not apart, not back again. How much more we'll be telling you, our lovely audience, that will remains to be seen. I know the trick you're doing. You did it to Hannah, and I saw it. Thank you, Hannah.
It's not going to work.
Good listening all around.
Jason, what was it like as you guys kind of came back on set together, having done the wave of the first show, and then all of a sudden it starts getting attention? When everyone kind of reconvenes, what's the vibe, and what were your sort of like marching orders moving forward as the guy who's helming the thing?
Oh gosh, I mean, it was a little odd because we could only see half of each other's faces. We couldn't hug each other, we couldn't high five, because of COVID. So, and yet there was a tremendous, connectivity amongst everybody here in both making the first season, when it was this invisible thing and everybody's just going with their gut and trusting one another and assumed somebody knew what the heck they were doing. And then, we somehow proved, people right and that we did know what we were doing in some ways and fashion. And we filmed all that stuff and put it in the right order, and it all worked out. We put music to it, and et cetera. But yeah, I think people are just happy to be back to see each other, and then all this stuff, people's response to it, and then certainly any of the things that have occurred with awards has just been cherries on top of gravy. which sounds disgusting, but it's actually pretty darn nice.
Sounds very Ted Lasso.
Very
And a favor.
Very on the two things you don't want to end up in the mustache.
And yeah, keep it out of the stash. Clean off the stash. Final thing. Were you as surprised as we were that one of the biggest talking points out of the Golden Globes was your sweatshirt, the hoodie? So many people talked so much
Not
about
surprised
it.
at all.
No?
100% intentional.
Intentional. Going for it.
Yeah, I 100% knew that was going to be a whole to-do. That's me. I'm a rabble-rouser.
I like it. No, I'm just picturing him.
Hoodie chic, man. It's hoodie chic.
I'm picturing him with the stylist saying, like, no, none of that. The hoodie.
The hoodie is it.
Hoodie.
Hey,
no Tom Ford. No, Gucci. Give me the hoodie.
Love it. Hey, it's a pleasure to talk to all of you. Really appreciate you taking
fun.
time. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Love them so much.
I love them, and I also love the hoodie and the plaid. But a quick toast to singer, actor, Broadway performer, dad for the second time. Is there anything Leslie Odom Jr. cannot do? He's also nominated tonight for his role in One Night in Miami.
Well deserved.
Good.
Yeah, we spoke to Leslie about portraying Sam Cooke and welcoming a new baby boy just a week ago with his wife Nicolette, who is also nominated tonight. Leslie Odom Jr. looking good. Love the suit.
Thanks, brother.
Yes.
And you got the glow of a new dad. Now I know you're dad for the second time, but congratulations, baby Abe.
Yes,
I believe
congrats.
I saw.
Yeah. We are so joyful. Look, award season is wonderful. Really, it's so nice to have your name included on lists like these, but there's nothing like the joy and the renewed energy and all the wonderful things that happen with a new baby. It's just great.
That's great.
Just embarrassment of riches, and I just have to go back to this jacket as well. Oh my goodness, you look good. This is amazing. Can you show the arms? Like,
Yeah.
Look at this. Yes.
The purple.
Yeah, I'm like,
Okay.
I don't want you to miss any of this. But again, yes, congratulations. Your wife as well, who is nominated for a SAG Award. She played your wife in the film. I want to know what that was like in terms of casting. Like, did you come home for dinner and just say like, hey, guess what? I got this new Regina King flick, and she's like, wait, so did I. Like, how did it work? How did this work?
Miami? What?
Well, we were in Nicolette really saved the movie from, we were in a bind. An actress was cast pre-COVID, and we were supposed to shoot these scenes between Sam and Barbara in LA after we wrapped in Louisiana, the beginning of March last year. And you guys know everything shut down. And so the film, we didn't get to get these scenes until June. And we were still not out of the woods with COVID yet. So anyway, they were looking for a fabulous actress. I told Regina King, well, I just happen to live with one of the greatest actresses you will find. So it worked out.
Oh, good husband. Good husband.
We've got the chemistry down. We're good to go. We don't need a chemistry test. Her schedule's open.
Yes. We've been quarantining together. Like, if you want to throw in a kiss, we good. Like, yeah.
That's so great. Hey, look, just thinking about talking to you before recently for an Oscar nomination. You have dominated the stage. You've got Tony, Grammy. I mean, all this stuff going for you. What's next to conquer in your world, if you had to kind of look ahead?
Man, I don't know about conquering, but so much of the best things in my life have been creatively and in my profession have been really when I was invited to be a part of a championship team, when I was a part of, a winning ensemble. Hamilton, One Night in Miami is no different. So eventually I'd like to be a part of putting those teams together instead of waiting for wonderful phone calls like that, being in charge of sort of gathering the troops and putting the team together myself.
Love that.
Cool. And then I have to ask about jumping into Sam Cooke, becoming Sam Cooke. What did it take for you to get that ethos? I mean, I look at the soliloquies and the monologues. They were so deep and emotional. And then when you sang "A Change Is Gonna Come" at the end of that movie, I cried. It just brought it all together. So what did it take for you to go there?
Brilliant script. You know, it's fourth thing. Brilliant script from Kent Powers. Writing is king. It is just. I used to think, you know, talking to actors, I really used to think that you could act your way, you know, into something interesting. That you could just be fabulous enough on your own and make something watchable. You can't. I mean, somebody has to give you the material to fly, you know, to challenge you and also make you simpler because the material so good. So Kemp did that. I had amazing scene partners. You couldn't ask for a better sparring partner than Kingsley Benadir's Malcolm X. I'll tell you that much. I had a brilliant director in Regina King, who's an actress herself. And then, just support and resources. You know, I had all the Sam's music. I had a great dialect coach. It was a winning team, you know, and I know how to play my position. You know, I know how to listen and how to play my position on when you have that much support.
I'd say the one exception is you could bring it without writing with that suit on any set. That's the one exception. That's the one exception. Hey, man, we really appreciate you taking time. Congratulations on everything.
Congrats.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
So great and so well-deserved. Excited for everything going on for him. And next up, the Netflix series that took binging to a whole new level this past year, Bridgerton. And by the way, get the tissues out here. This is for you. Because you know what? The big breaking news, in case you missed it, Regé-Jean Page, a.k.a. the Duke of Hastings, not back for season 2. And the Bridgerton fans are just, that's exactly right.
No,
Sums
seriously,
it up. Heartbreaking.
We're actually very sad. But the show must go on. So we caught up with some of his castmates to get a little season 2 scoop. Joining us now is Luke, Will, Florence, and Polly, a portion of the amazing cast from Bridgerton. You guys are nominated for Outstanding Performance by an Ensemble. How does it feel to be nominated right now?
It's totally overwhelming. We're all delighted, and as I say, it's been such a huge group effort, this show, and there's so many of us that have put a lot into it. So to watch it fly like this and to this extent, particularly in the backdrop of quite a strange year, it's really, really overwhelming, and we're all delighted.
Yeah,
really
for sure.
delighted.
Will, how old are you now?
14.
14, all dressed up, looking good in the suit. How has your life changed the most over the past year or so?
Well, I've done a bit of growing physically.
These are some critical years, I understand, yes.
Yeah, and I mean, I've been having to do school online, like exactly like this, but I've managed all right. So yeah, I mean, it's been all right.
Have your friends started treating you differently? Is there a different? I don't know. Kids can be.
Can they watch?
Can they? Well, yeah, right. But they at least know that something's happened, even if they're not watching.
I mean, they're very happy for me and very excited, but they're not treating me any differently. They're still my friends, so it's all good.
Good. Polly, this character is so fun to watch. You have so many great moments, and the costuming, the expressiveness of her, and you know, she's able to emote. You're able to emote with just the slightest adjustment of your look through the eyes and the whole thing. What moment did you love watching back? Maybe a scene that stuck out to you that was like, oh man, that was a fun day.
Well, to be honest, I had lots of fun days on it, and because she's such a sort of out there, colourful character, that there are lots of scenes where I behaved appallingly, and that's always fun to do. It's always good to do a good old slap of someone's face. So yeah, that was a good one, and. But you know, as an actor within it, it was kind of, you know, you were kind of blown away by what everybody else was doing and by the sort of, by the scenarios and the sets. I mean, it kind of, you often got your eyes, you know, drawn elsewhere apart from yourself.
Nice. And you guys are neck deep in working on season 2. Am I correct? This is.
We're about to start.
That's correct.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Not neck deep, but about to be neck deep. So
About to be.
how is that going? What, like, do you have scripts already? I know you can't give spoilers away, but like, how far along are you in your prep?
It's just so lovely to be back and to have a job.
Yeah.
After this year. It's been quite a quiet year. So no, it's brilliant. Really, it's just nice to throw ourselves back in and to see everyone again. And after everything that's happened, it's been really, you know, we've had like a read through and stuff, and yeah, it's just lovely to see everyone.
All right, so the final question, the most flyover generic answer ever. Can fans expect season 2 to kind of closely follow the second book?
I think like with all the books and the relationship to the series, I think Julia Quinn the author herself has always been sort of saying like, well, the books are always the starting point, and then the writers can sort of have fun around it. So yes, it is the book in the sense that it is Anthony Bridgerton's love story. But I think, like with the first season, there's the main structure is the book, yes. But as you know, the writers also are having fun with it, like all the other departments are. And so there's a bit more, you know, there's always there are always adjustments and twists and changes. So I'm sure that will carry on.
Perfectly
Chris
answered.
is amazing. Do something amazing to it, probably. So.
Yeah. You guys are already perfect at giving good answers that toe the line. You didn't make anyone upset, and it made us feel like you gave us a little tidbit. So thank you.
I cannot wait to see you in the ton. Did I say that right?
That's right, I think so. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Have a great time through the rest of the event tonight. Love talking to them. And yeah, just enough to keep us intrigued. And of course, we're already there for season 2, whatever happens. We're going to hear more from the Bridgerton cast a little later. You can stick around for that.
Another Netflix series getting attention. The Queen's Gambit, Jeremy. I spoke with first-time SAG nominee Bill Camp about his role and found out just how good he was at the game of chess. Unlike you, Jeremy.
Terrible.
Bill, so great to speak with you. This is your first Screen Actors Guild nomination. How does it feel?
Oh, Janine, it feels fantastic. It's an amazing privilege as an actor to be, you know, one, part of SAG-AFTRA as a union member, but then 2, to be part of such a great production as The Queen's Gambit.
So your co-star, Anya Taylor-Joy, nominated as well, of course, has gotten so much praise. What has it been for you to watch just her rise in this way this past year?
I've been a fan of Anya's since The Witch, which I've seen a number of times, and I knew that her talent and her intelligence was going to, you know, be significant, and it certainly has become truth, and especially through this work, you know, that she's done as Beth in Queen's Gambit. So it's incredibly exciting and well deserved.
For sure. Okay, let's talk chess, because this has created just a whole new generation of fans that are now taking to this game. How much did you know before Queen's Gambit about playing? How good were you, I guess? And then did it have any effect on your game after? And also, I want to know, what's your favorite piece?
I think I'll start with my favorite piece, and my favorite piece is the Knight. And then I'm not very good. I can hold my own for a little while. My game did get better because I got to hang out with Bruce Pandolfini, who is a master and the teacher of masters. And the amazing privilege of just going and hanging out in his kitchen and playing, you know, and listening to him explain the game and the tactics and strategies and map stuff out for me, and look at his, you know, the texts he's written on the game itself. And I started to play when I was in 3rd grade. So I first learned the game in third grade and played a lot with the same other I think it was 4 other classmates of mine. My son started to play again when he was in 3rd grade, or learned how to play, and then thus that made me start to play again, because there had been a long period where I played very little, 45 years or so. So then I started to play again with my son, who learned.
So you had the background for this. That is so awesome. Well, Bill, thank you so much for speaking with me, and congratulations on the nomination.
Thank you so much, Jenny. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that show.
My favorite piece, the Queen. But
absolutely.
Jeremy, I wanted to ask you, what were you doing at 12 years old?
I was not playing chess, that's for sure. I mean, you can tell from a mile away I'm a checkers guy, right? It's very clear. And that became even more apparent watching Queen's Gambit. But I love the attention they're all getting, for sure.
well, you also weren't getting a SAG Award. So one of the night's youngest nominees is 12-year-old Helena Zengel, who had a breakout role opposite Tom Hanks in News of the World.
So jealous of her because she got to work with Tom Hanks, my favorite. And we had to ask her what it was like on set with that legend.
So how is it feeling now that all the buzz that was building up earlier in the year is kind of coming to fruition and you're nominated?
Yeah, I'm feeling just so great. I'm having so much fun and having this award ceremony just like over the computer and stuff like that. It's just, it's so fun. Like usually I'd be in LA and now I'm sitting right in front of the computer. Nobody knows what I'm wearing down here. And I think we're all having lots of fun. And yeah, I think it will be a great night.
By the way, worth noting, if I believe I got it right, if you win tonight, you'll be the youngest SAG Award winner in history, which is a pretty big deal, and definitely worth noting. Also, let me just say this. I'm a huge, like an embarrassing level fanboy of Tom Hanks. I've interviewed him a couple times, and every time I'm just a blubbering fan idiot. I can't get a word out. I just want to know, from your perspective, what's the big takeaway? Maybe some personal interaction, something you guys did that was maybe fun offset that you will never forget.
Well, there were like many great days we had. I just said we had the great Halloween where we had lots of fun together. I got to write the first time, and just, Tom, I think the funniest thing that I would have never expected is really like, I thought he would come in a suit with long black shoes. He would come in a very long red car, and everybody would be like, oh God, Tom is coming. Let's move out and stuff like that. And he was coming in loose pants and his moccasins and was just saying, oh yeah, like, here I'm Tom, and let's just get going and have fun. And he was just really so normal. I think sometimes you'd expect that he's kind of like a superstar, something like that, but as many people say, he's just so great and so funny and so not like a superstar.
Yeah.
He's doing every ridiculous thing you do when you're a child or something like that, and his typewriter collection, just him being him is just very, very great. And I just, we became like family, like very, very close friends, and he's amazing.
Just excuse me, I'm ordering moccasins because Tom Hanks wears moccasins and I like Tom, so I'll be doing that. Thank you for that story. That is so great. For you mentioned there how proud you are of the film. News of the World ends up getting a lot of praise, very well received, and getting this kind of attention. What does that mean to you? Does it validate the process and the work even more?
Yes, kind of. I mean, sure, yeah, I'm very proud of the movie. It was like my first Hollywood movie, and directly with that big actor, and also the director. I mean, Paul Greengrass is a wonderful man. He has done many great movies, and I think it just makes me even prouder.
Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to talk to you. We really appreciate it. Thanks for taking time for us today. Congrats on everything.
Thank you.
Great hearing from her. And guys, a lot of people have been talking throughout awards season about late actor Chadwick Boseman. He's continuing to receive recognition this season for his roles in 2 Netflix films, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom and Da 5 Bloods.
I spoke to some of Da 5 Bloods cast and what it was like to work with Chadwick on that Spike Lee film. Isaiah and Norm from Da 5 Bloods, how are you guys doing? How does it feel to be nominated?
Wow, great. Feel great, and also honored. I know that sounds like a cliche, but honored, especially this one, because it's of our peers.
Wow, and how does it feel to kind of come together, even though it has to be virtually, but just to be able to be back in the same vicinity and share some space over what was such a huge moment for you guys, a huge film?
doesn't matter to me how we get together, as long as we get together. Especially getting to know everybody over in Thailand and Vietnam, just to be able to get together and share those memories. I love it. I really jump at the chance in moments like this. So I'm glad that we were nominated so that we can come together.
Cool, cool. And then also nominated, of course, very bittersweet, but Chadwick Boseman, your co-star in all of this, and we've seen him just get awarded and awarded throughout this whole season. How does it feel in this moment, kind of looking back to the time that you had and being in a project with someone who so lost so terribly?
Well, it's just a tribute to his legacy of all the work that he's done in such a short amount of time. And for us to have just a little bit of, we were together for about 6 weeks before he came in, but, he fit right in there with us and built up this amazing camaraderie. And it's just an honor to know that we were part of that legacy that he's built. So sad that he's gone.
Yeah, it's very special. And the fact that we were one of his last films, to me, makes it even more special that I got a chance to spend some time with him, working in the way that we did, in the environment that we did, where we sort of had to hang tight and close and really trust one another. That is very special to me every time I see what he has accomplished and the awards that he's getting. Very well deserved, and I'm glad that I was a part of the making of that.
Yeah, it was such an awesome performance by all of you. What was Spike Lee like on this set? What was it like working with him, and what did he pull out of you guys?
For me, it was, I had known, I've been a fan of his work for so many years, and then to finally work with him, he knows what he wants it, and how he wants it. That was the one thing, and he takes control. This small man takes control over a big project, but you also feel comforted in knowing that you're safe and you can try anything. He allows you to try things and encourages it. So, this is a plug for me. I work with Spike Lee again anytime.
No, I agree. I worked with Spike before, so I sort of had a feeling, what was coming, what we were going to have to do. So I know how Spike works, and he does give you a lot of freedom to try different things and do certain things. So I sort of jump at that chance to, if I feel something, I don't have to edit myself. I can just go with it, knowing that it's going to be okay.
Cool, cool. And then I want to ask about just having this ensemble, just very powerful Black male actors all working together. Was this, just thinking back in your acting careers, was this a unique setting for you? And how did that feel? Being
there with these actors, Black men coming together, older Black men coming together. You really don't see that on film that much.
You don't.
That being said, it was the story that we were telling that when you put those two things together, that's when you say, wow, you got something great here. And then with Spike Lee directing it, it seemed like everything just kept layering and layering and layering. And then with the music of Marvin Gaye and the footage, by the time you do all of those layers, that's when you say, we've got a great moment here. And that will stick with me.
Oh, it's sticking with a lot of people. Isaiah, Norm, thank you so much for taking the time, and congrats on the nomination.
Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
So glad to see The Five Bloods getting a lot of love.
So good, so good. One of the most beloved TV spinoffs is sadly coming to an end, y'all, as the Breaking Bad prequel, Better Call Saul, heads into its 6th and final season.
Sad day. The cast told us about the community that they've built in Albuquerque, New Mexico while filming there, and why the SAG nomination for Ensemble Cast is always special for them.
Right now, we've got Bob, Giancarlo, Michael, Patrick, and Ray from Better Call Saul. This is a cast that knows where the money resides, okay? So this is your second time being nominated for Outstanding Ensemble at SAG. So just how does it feel to be back?
I'm gonna give it to Ray. Go, Ray.
It's great. We've all discussed this, and as well as Tony and Jonathan Banks that couldn't be here right now. There's something really. I wish all of the awards bodies did an ensemble award. I think it's one of the most special awards, and it's in the spirit of what the best actors should be doing, in my opinion. And I know that my cast very much believes that it's a collaborative art form. You're only as good as your scene partner and the scene partners that aren't even in your scenes, as well as your crew. I mean, it ought to be for the whole enchilada in our show for sure. We're really proud. It's a bit for me. This is a touching nomination.
Hey, Bob, congratulations again on Nobody. I talked to you recently for that movie. You've got a lot going on, but I know your true passion in many ways is this character, this show. And I was reading that there are going to be 3 villains that we know from Breaking Bad returning in an upcoming season. Can you clarify what's coming up?
You know more than I do.
Is that right?
Wow, really?
Yeah, I haven't heard that.
Okay, holy cow.
Breaking news
Breaking news to the cast right here. Was I led astray?
Listen, I don't know who they are. I wish I could tell you, but this sounds great. Thank you for telling me that. I really don't like to know what's coming up next. I've kind of said this in interviews before, and I really mean it. I'm a producer on the show, so I'm entitled to read the outlines and hear what's coming, and I always decline. And they try to tell me, and I say, shut up. I want to see it. I want to experience it fresh. I do know that 2 things. We are going to get more tight and entwined with Breaking Bad. And I was told by Peter Gould that when you're done watching Better Call Saul, especially this season, you will see Breaking Bad in an entirely new light. So these writers are masters of turning what you thought you knew about a character or a story point and turning it on its head, turning it inside out, and showing you a different dimension of the story. And I think they're going to do that with Breaking Bad in this final season of Better Call Saul.
There we go.
Nice. And Giancarlo, I have to tell you, you've had me since Julian on School Days. I've been following your career for years. If you haven't seen that, anyone, please go watch that film. But what does it feel like to step into this character and I guess take me into the ethos, because he is bone-chillingly cold to me.
Well, thank you so much for following my work for so long. It's certainly, I'm very grateful for that. It's really exciting to step into this character again when my mindset became correct surrounding it. We're looking at, and I've always thought that if you're able to watch Better Call Saul and then go right into Breaking Bad, as Bob referenced, you'll be seeing Breaking Bad in a whole new light, and then you could do it in reverse as well. This would be the spectacular bookends of this show that the writers have so brilliantly coupled together and are intertwined in such an unusual way. For me to think about Gustavo Fring years earlier allowed me to access tad bit more vulnerability, even in my bone or spine-chilling way, to think about maybe accessing a little more anger, having a little more temper, not being so absolutely stoic and holding it close to the best. So it allowed me to find some new nuance.
Finally, quickly, Michael and Patrick, as you sort of, this thing winds down, you start to envision the end. I know we're celebrating today, but let's envision the end. What are you going to miss about the camaraderie you have and life there in Albuquerque as you're filming? Michael, let's start with you.
I think just the friendships that we have, we're maintaining, which is great. I always text any of these guys, and so hopefully that will continue. I think what I miss the most is how much I've been learning from these guys, just from the directors and the writers and watching my castmates. It just really feels like going to school with like the best DPs, the best camera operators, and I'm gonna miss learning something so valuable every time I'm on set.
Sure. How about you, Patrick?
Oh, well, I mean, obviously I'm going to miss the suits. Best suits on television. Thank you, gentlemen.
Absolutely.
AMC is not going to let me take them because they pay the suits more than they pay me. I can also tell you that. It's like I got the job of my life, and I was like, yay! And then they said it shoots in Albuquerque, and I'm like, oh no! And now 6 years later, I got to say, I'm going to miss Albuquerque. I get to go there and have this great job. And as Michael said, you know, it's a family, a home away from home, and like a good old circus, we get along. We put on the show, and I'm already sort of very, very nostalgic about it being ended. But I'm not gonna ruin the now for the then already. It's been a great ride.
Thank you guys so much. Cast of Better Call Saul. Really appreciate it. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
Great hearing from them. And let's talk about HBO Max's The Flight Attendant. Everybody's been talking about. New to the scene, but already so much buzz for the show. It's up for 2 SAG Awards tonight. We got some of the cast reaction to being nominated. Watch.
Here we have Audrey, Merle, TR, and Griffin. Oh my goodness. Hi, guys.
Good to
The
see you.
Flight Attendant. Nominated. Tell me, you have so many just huge moments in the show, and the connectivity just started immediately. So what was it like kind of building these characters completely from scratch?
It started with a really extraordinary book, and then Steve Yockey and the writing team's reiteration and reimagining of the show turned a lot of characters on its head, and we were able to, you know, make it fresh, make it our own. And obviously the story is just so dynamic and interesting, and, you know, just something that wasn't really in the zeitgeist. So it was really cool to do that. And for my character in particular, which used to be written as an you know, like a 50-year-old white man, was now a Black woman who's carving her own lane and building her own table in a boys club, and that was an honor for me.
TR, I love how the chemistry sort of develops, but the awkward chemistry, the tension there between you and Kaylee Cuoco's character. Talk to me about spending time with her. Was there a sort of icebreaker type period of time to get to know each other, to kind of run through it? What was that experience for you?
I think Kaylee has that type of personality where she's completely authentic, and she's not afraid, or she's not like I have so much. She's comfortable with who she is, and she's genuine. And so I feel like she's one of those people, we all have those people in our lives, but she's just one of those people that you get it right away. And so you feel comfortable right away with her. And yeah, and I admire that a great deal.
Sure, yeah.
A lot of fans were surprised by the announcement of season 2. They just weren't expecting it. So how did that land with you? And did you know going into it that this was going to be something that just kept on going?
We didn't know. We didn't know. It's a really simple answer. We didn't know. No one on this call knew. So we were all really quite shocked when we got a season 2. Because the book it ends, and so for this story to keep going and to dig deeper, I think we're all super excited for that to happen. None of us know anything about what's going to happen on season 2.
Oh, was that the next question? Maybe it was.
That was I saw it in your face. Your eyes squinted, and you were like, "What's the?" Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah,
we don't know. It's our personal Game of Thrones. We don't know.
Griffin, by the way, loving the look. I love the hat, the whole vibe.
Yeah.
How is quarantine life or COVID life treating you?
It's so good. I literally, my chickens are bok in the background.
What?
I'm muting. Yes, I'm muting and unmuting because they're so loud back there. I got some quarantine chickens, 12 of them. I love them. My eggs are displayed behind me. They're all real. Yeah.
Does anyone else have quarantine
chickens? And I had a baby in quarantine.
And a baby?
And a baby. Okay. Well, congrats.
Yeah, I took advantage of quarantine. I said, let's have chickens and let's have a baby. It worked.
Nice.
Living his best life. I love it.
Yeah. Hey, Audrey, so talk to us about, as you watch back and as you started to sort of feel fans jump on board with this, right? Like the audience built and built and built. One of the weird things about streaming and the way things release. How did your life change as the show took off and became more of a staple in what everyone was watching?
I mean, it was, being on the show was amazing. So it was definitely, you know, I've done some things before, but like seeing me on the TV was like with like all these amazing stars was just, it was mind blowing. Like when I found out that we were nominated for a SAG Award, I was like, what? Like, it didn't even feel real because, you know, I think I said before, like, it was so much fun filming because everyone is so hilarious. So, like, you know, we were just having fun all day. So the fact that now it's like we're getting like all this attention on it's so fun because it's like we weren't even working, you know.
Yeah.
Kaylee is a doll. She is so amazing. It was so amazing working with her.
TR, what are you looking forward to the most over the next year as things hopefully get back to normal?
That the depression and anxiety will go away a little bit of this. It's been rough because it's also like there's been so much tragedy that when you know being healthy, just going to that base level, you're so grateful for and almost guilty for because so many people have been just affected by this in such terrible ways. So it's just been, you know, it's a mind game for all of us. And so I think I want to go back to my old anxiety and my old depression. And because I know that better. This I don't like.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel.
Well, thank you for sharing that. That's good perspective. And we
Absolutely.
really appreciate you guys giving us a little glimpse into your life now. And congratulations.
Congrats on the show, guys. The historical film, The Trial of the Chicago 7, is up for 3 awards tonight, and we spoke with 2 of its cast members about the timeliness of this film today.
Very excited to have John Carroll Lynch and Alex Sharp, Trial of the Chicago 7, one of the movies getting so much attention during award season. For each of you, what has it meant to get this kind of reception? Does it help validate the work? Does it take it to another level in terms of how proud you are of it? John, let's start with you.
I mean, it doesn't take me to a level in which I am more proud. It's nice to know that the movie is being seen and being appreciated, and hopefully moving people both in terms of their, you know, experience of the film, but in their own activism and in their own sense of what needs to be done to protect our democracy.
Alex, how about for you?
I would echo what John just said. I think, you know, you never know how things are going to be received, and it's when it's received like widely and like, you know, a lot of that is thanks to of course Netflix, and when this coming out during COVID, and Netflix was really like a lifesaver for so many projects. It's wonderful especially for a film where the slogan of it is the whole world is watching. And for a lot of people to have seen it is lovely.
It's fitting,
you know?
yeah, right.
Yeah. For sure, for sure. When it comes to Sacha Baron Cohen, who is also nominated, of course, he is known for these just huge over-the-top characters, Borat. But what was he like? John, tell me a little bit about what it was like working with him on this film, in this type of role, and what he brought to the set.
Well, it was such a pleasure to sit. I was basically sitting between Alex and Sacha and Jeremy, next to Jeremy. And so, you know, it was fun to actually chat in between and get to know Sacha a little bit more. And, you know, he's an impressive person in so many ways, so smart and so brave, and such a wonderful provocateur in his work. And to watch him tackle something that's completely different than that in this film was really exciting.
You know, I talked to Aaron Sorkin right after the Golden Globe Awards, and I remember he was sort of in that moment surrounded by family and friends. People were there, and I got the sense talking to him that that's sort of his vibe in general. Alex, was that the environment that he created on set, that like, kind of a familial, sort of a big team, we're all in this together kind of spirit?
100%. If I am completely honest, a huge part of me was freaking out that I was working with Aaron Sorkin. And he could not have put me more at ease than he did, and put everyone at ease, and also be creatively cohesive and familial, as you say. And just, you know, it's thrilling when you're working with someone who is arguably like the greatest, in my opinion, at least one of the greatest living screenwriters, and at the same time they're unbelievably approachable.
Yeah.
Yeah. And John, there's been a lot of comparisons made about, of course, the content of the film, protests, and all of that, the court proceedings, and what we've been going through, we know, in America, around the world, really, this past year. So did it feel like this was the perfect time, I guess, for this film? And was any of that energy there while filming and while recording?
Well, the movie felt quite timely when we were making it, and then as the weeks and months went on, it felt more and more timely. There's something about the way in which Aaron Sorkin writes that seems to be handling the lightning rod of the zeitgeist at all times. And it's amazing how long this movie took to get made, and yet it came out at exactly the right time for the moment. And it's so impressive that way. And I think you're right. I think it does reflect things that are going on, so much so that, the Chicago 7 were arrested for the same thing that the January 6th protest actually caused. It's ironic in a way that they were charged for inciting a riot, and one was incited on January 6th.
It's really interesting, the parallels, the timeliness for sure. If people haven't watched it, check out Trial of the Chicago 7. John and Alex, thank you so much for giving us some time today.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Been talking a lot about Schitt's Creek. It wrapped last year, but it's tied tonight as the most nominated TV series.
We caught up with some of the ladies in the cast. Take a look.
So excited. We love Schitt's Creek around here. Who doesn't love Schitt's Creek at this point? And we've got Sarah, Karen, and Jennifer from the ensemble all being honored. Ladies, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Everybody, take me through what your pre-taping ritual is to just get in the mood for your character.
I mean, for me, it was so much about the wardrobe. I always find as an actor, as soon as my wardrobe's on, I feel it so much more. So with a character like Twyla, who wore the same running shoes every day for 6 years, all it took was a little paisley or plaid shirt, some ill-fitting jeans, and terrible running shoes. As soon as it was on, it was like, it's go time.
I'm ready to go.
How about for you, Karen?
Yeah. I think it's the same thing for me. I think Deborah Hansen and Darcy Shane did such a great job of creating those costumes.
The big breaking news lately for people who've been paying attention is that the hotel used as the Rosebud Motel is actually up for sale, at least that exterior. Look, what are your hopes for it? I guess Jennifer, you and Roland, I'm sure Jocelyn and Roland have a lot to say about the sale of the hotel.
Did you say about the smell of the hotel?
The smell and the sell.
The smell and the sell.
And yeah, either way.
Both the smell and the sale. Yeah, I mean, it's wild because there are tiny little rooms there. That's obviously not the set, but it's in the middle of a field. Essentially, you get a lot of green space behind.
Like you work for Zillow right now.
I
You're
know,
doing
like a realtor.
It's so good.
Beautiful view of emptiness.
I know.
You guys, well, this show has just taken on a whole new life in this pandemic era. But so how did you expect, I guess, the reaction, the affinity people would find for this show as late as it's been? Did you expect the pandemic to give this the life that it gave it?
I don't think any of us were particularly focused on the show when the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
So I think it came as quite a surprise because it had already garnered such a fan base, and that was so buoyant for all of us, right? Because we were doing this simple little show in Canada that we all knew was good, but for the rest of the world to discover it was so great. To know that it also buoyed people through what has been an unprecedented, that word has been used too much, but an unprecedented time in our lives is kind of can't wrap my head around it. I feel as though it's bigger than us. It's the spirit of the thing that has taken over, and I love that it's done that for people.
Sure. Final question here quickly, Sarah. I know it's been a bit of a family affair, a lot of attention obviously for your brother and dad, Dan and Eugene. I wonder how all the success of this show for all of you, he won't talk about him. How has this changed, like, you know, you sit down for family dinner, how has the success of this show changed that dynamic? What do you all make of it and the rise of it from concept all the way through to where it's at now?
You know, it's been a really interesting journey for this show because my family, of course, has been there through its, you know, since its inception, and there were so many conversations about the show before it was even a show, before it was even cast, before these incredible women were involved. It's just been an ongoing conversation for close to a decade at this point, and so the success of it hasn't changed the conversations. There's still, you know, Daniel and Dad are throughout the entire series, we're still so you know, their attention to detail about the quality of the show was so important that it was really just the quality of the show that was the most important part, and everything else was just the cherry on top. So it hasn't changed too much. That being said, there were lots of conversations about the show over the years around the dinner table.
And now about the movie, maybe.
Ooh.
Question mark.
I mean, I keep hearing about a movie. This remains to be seen, but I'm here for it if that's the case.
I think the world is here for it, you guys.
Yeah. Thank you all so much for taking time. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Make the movie happen. All right, we know there are going to be a lot of fans cheering on Bridgerton tonight. Two of them right here. Here's more of the cast telling us about the reception they've received since the show's debut. Very excited to have Martin, Sabrina, Catherine, and Jessica from the cast of Bridgerton. Hey guys, how's everyone?
Good. Good. Really good.
Everyone looks amazing. Big night. Catherine, I just want to start with you. Love the look.
Thank you very much.
Tell us, it's an award show. We should talk about it.
Yeah.
What do we have going here?
So I'm wearing Jenny Packham. I've got Jimmy Choo shoes on and Fabergé diamonds.
Ooh. Yes, keeping it very UK. I love it. I love it. And this is wonderful because, of course, your character knows all about the style, all about the fashion on the show, right?
Exactly. You know, she is a designer, so only the best for Genevieve Delacroix.
I love that. You guys, it's hard to even sum up the impact this show has had and the fact that it's had critical acclaim. Fans have also come out of the woodwork. You know, Jessica, talk about, has there been a celebrity that you've seen respond to this that you've been like, oh my gosh, they're watching? I mean, I saw like Kim K tweeting about it. There were so many people kind of showing their support and love for this show.
Through Barrymore, loads of people seem to be loving it.
Yeah.
It's been really amazing.
That's got to be kind of affirming on top of the work, like to have like just overall acclaim from everyone.
Yeah, it's been really phenomenal. We're super, super lucky and just glad everyone's loved it so much.
Yeah.
Wow. Martins, tell me a little bit about what it took to prepare for your character. You always see these transformations, especially when you're playing someone who has their shirt off a lot. So I'm just wondering, like, once you booked the role, what was it like getting ready for it?
Yeah. So the first, when I got cast as Will, I rang up my agent. I was like, "Yep, I need a personal trainer. I need a boxing coach." So they got me a personal trainer in my area called Kung Hua, and he's a master at what he does. He's incredible.
Nice.
And then also a boxing coach on set who sadly passed away called Brian Nichols, and his memory stays with me. And he sort of got me to where I needed to be in order to do all those amazing fight sequences. So yeah, I had a great team. I felt very supported, and yeah.
Sabrina, let's talk about singing and dancing. What for you was the biggest challenge and maybe the biggest enjoyment about taking on the role and then watching it all back?
Oh my God, I definitely think the opera singing training was rigorous. I got the job, and then it was only when we'd started rehearsals I got the phone call saying, so your rehearsals at the Opera House start on Monday, and I was like, oh my God, I have to sing. This is crazy.
Wait, you didn't know, your audition didn't include singing?
No, this is the crazy thing.
What?
I know, it was pretty wild, but everybody was so supportive, and I'll never forget the day that I actually got to sing for the first time, and everybody was there, and I was quite emotional actually, because the support was so mega. Everybody was just, I literally couldn't have wished for a more supportive cast. It's amazing.
I feel like that deserves like standing ovation right now.
Thank God you can sing. That could have gone a whole other way.
I mean, they really rolled the dice, right? Like, well, and can she sing? And can she sing opera? Okay. Anyway, well, guys, it's a pleasure to talk to all of you. Congrats on everything, and thanks for taking a little time for us today.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Hey, we're out of time. Thanks for watching. Head over to TNT or TBS, see who takes home tonight's awards.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Cheers, cheers, cheers. Woo!